Is your high metabolism slowing down your gains? Stay tuned.
Gangsta Brazil.
That is my dog for sure. That is my dog. That is my dog for sure. That is my dog. Me and my dog. We hit them 2 in a row. Me and my dog. We hit them 2 in a row. They just keep on calling.
Guys, I'm officially out of instant coffee. Like, this is like literally like my last serving. So to get right onto the topic, I actually met this guy and he actually follows my channel. His name is Francis. What's up, bro? Hope you're watching this and I hope this video helps you. He was telling me that he has a high metabolism and I know exactly where he's coming from. If you guys know anything about my history, you know, I started off working out as like a 130-pound 5'11" twig. Like, I was super skinny, super lightweight. I was that guy that would put, you know, 25s onto the bar, so that's 50 plus 45, that's 95 pounds, and I would not be able to lift it. Literally, I feel like the first week I got to the gym, I injured my wrist because it couldn't handle the weight on the bar. I am one of those guys, one of those ectomorphs that knows exactly what you're going through. First of all, do you really have a high metabolism? If you really had a high metabolism, everything that you would be eating, you would still remain skinny. In Francis's case, and also in my case, we would think that we would have a high metabolism, but from the evidence that Francis provided me, he was saying that he had a pot belly. So it's like, okay, how do you have a high metabolism, but you still have love handles and a pot belly? So the main concern that I'm thinking of here is perspective. Are you just thinking that you have a high metabolism, or are you actually storing fat because your body can't metabolize all the calories that you're putting in there? The real perspective you have to see yourself as is not that you have a high metabolism and that you can't create muscle, but that you're just unmuscular and that you have to find a way to build more muscle, and it's not your high metabolism that's killing your gains. In actuality, it isn't as high as you think it is. When I say I can relate to it, you know, I had a bunch of fat on me throughout all my teenage years and I didn't know it. You know, I just never got lean enough. You know, I just always thought that was the way my physique looked. I could have looked the way I look right now back then if I had just continued my cut and shredded off all of my stubborn fat. Obviously, you know, intermittent fasting helps a lot and I never really utilized that in the past, and if I did, you know, the results and the perspective would have been developed much sooner. Before we get into the gym, we need to speak about nutrition. Are you actually eating a lot? Is your high metabolism actually you eating less than 1,500 calories and not realizing it? So a lot of people, you know, when they're like starting off and working out, you know, they just eat chicken and rice and broccoli, but those are extremely low calorie food choices. For most beginners like Francis, he's probably eating clean as shit and not exactly hitting his surplus all the time, so it might be confusing. He's like, oh, I'm eating everything that bodybuilders eat, but I'm not gaining any muscle. You really need to track your calories. You need to see if you're in a caloric surplus. I usually suggest going up to 2,600 calories. That is typically a surplus for most people, and it's a safe surplus, because if you're eating more calories than you should, you're not really going to gain more muscle. You're just going to gain more fat. When it comes down to cutting it down, it's just going to be more work. You're going to have more insulin resistance due to your high levels of insulin all the time from the surplus. It's going to be dreadful. You start cutting down, your body's so reliant on glucose that it's just really hard and you get irritable and weak, and then you're basically addicted and hooked on glucose. You want to be at a slight surplus. You want to be eating the appropriate amount of protein. So I suggest 150 grams of protein. Most beginners, if they shred down all the way, they probably weigh like 140 pounds solid muscle. 150 grams of protein is more than enough, even if you weigh like 180 with 20% body fat. We're gonna go in there and hit a chest workout, probably gonna do some abs first. Hopefully I remember tricep, hopefully bicep, and some cardio. It's gonna be freaking intense. I'll see you guys in the gym, and I'm gonna give you guys some tips in between sets, so see you in the gym. So the whole metabolism thing, I see a trend. Like usually it's a lot of beginners saying, hey, I got a high metabolism, I can't grow. You gotta ask them, hey, are you keeping your frequency up? Are you staying on top of your gym work ethic? A lot of these people, they're taking 1 week off, 2 weeks off. They're not consistent. They're supposed to hit 5 days a week, but they only hit 2 days a week. These are the type of actions of somebody that's not gonna get any gains. When you sign up for bodybuilding and building muscle, honestly, there's no weeks off. You can never, ever take a break. For the past decade, I've never taken a break. I've only taken like max 2 weeks off, and that's on like a family vacation. If you really are serious about it, you cannot miss your gym days. That's what I always preach. You know, every day is not gonna be good, but as long as you get in there and get that stimulation, you're definitely gonna grow. Think about it, the main reason people don't really make gains in the beginning years is because people are advised to do like chest try, back bi, legs, and then repeat. But they rest in between, and then that leads them to only stimulating those muscle groups only 1 time a week. What I'm advocating over here is that if you want to grow anything on your body, you definitely need to train it at least 2 times a week. The key to growth is frequency. Let's put it this way, if you have your macros down and your nutrition is on point, if you stop working out for 2 weeks, even though you're hitting the right macros, you're not going to retain your muscle. The key to muscle growth is actually exercising. And in order to retain the muscle is to stimulate. So in essence, building muscle is a never-ending rat race of trying to build muscle, and if you don't build the muscle, you're going to lose the muscle. Just because I said you have to have high frequency doesn't mean that you're going to work out chest 3 times a week. My experience, if you hit chest 3 times a week, you're more prone to injury. That's what happened to me. I got a rotator cuff injury. I feel like 2 times a week is the perfect balance. You can recover, hit it again. Typically, you can't really prioritize every muscle group that you want. It really depends on what you want to grow. Like sometimes I want to grow my shoulders, sometimes I want to grow my chest. It's an opportunity cost. You can't prioritize every muscle group that you want. Muscles like the bicep and abs, once you train with the appropriate frequency, you're going to see how you can actually stimulate those muscles much more frequently than you can other muscles. Calves is another example. Doing the frequency, I'm working out 2 times a week. I'm still not growing. It's probably my metabolism. To sum it up, it's probably not your metabolism, it's your volume. You're hitting the right frequency, but your volume is lacking. You know, you're probably just hitting the key lifts. You're not going to accessories and then doing all different angles. You got people preaching like, oh, don't do flies, oh, don't do the machines. What that leaves you with is really poor volume. So you guys want to just milk it out, hit the chest machines, you know, do 4 sets each, incline, flat, do all the flies, decline, cable flies. The more angles you hit, the more volume you put in, the more the muscle group is going to grow. What's the appropriate volume? Well, there's no way to judge. You know, you could be starting out just now and your volume is probably limited to only 3 sets per exercise. Once you get to my level, you could be doing like 5 to 8 sets for a compound lift, and then every lift after that, let's say leg press for example, could be 6 sets, and then for your hamstrings and then your leg extensions, that could be about 4 sets. When you first start off, you're limited to only 3 sets, and you must build up from there, and your experience is going to judge what volume you should do. So you have to be the judge and analyze what's going on.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close. close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Blaming you, you did not know.
Very good workout. Pretty much did everything I wanted to do except for rack pulls. And you know, that's just how it goes, man. Like the volume that I have to do what I want and to get the results I want is extensive. Especially for, you know, someone that doesn't have much experience. They just don't know how much volume to do. We'll go over that a little bit when I get home, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about the hormones. Alright, so I'm home now, just got washed up, and look what my girlfriend brought me. She brought me like this special boutique donut from work. That's definitely going to be like the majority of my carbs tonight, because I'm trying to get shredded, y'all. You know, to get back onto the topic, you know, if you got your training frequency right, your volume's good, intensity, rest time, and your nutrition is on point, there's one more factor you have to worry about, and that's growth hormone. And we're not talking about the steroids you can buy, but the growth hormone that your body actually secretes. When you're sleeping, that's when your body actually secretes growth hormone. And for a lot of people, once they eat breakfast, that completely cuts your body off of growth hormone. That's why it is so beneficial to continue fasting. You know, and I have no fear of any muscle loss or anything because of this growth hormone. When your body secretes growth hormone, your body actually is able to retain it, and it builds optimal muscle. On a conventional diet, it's so black and white, like there's bulking and there's cutting. But anyways, that's a different video. But when we utilize intermittent fasting, the growth hormone gets to continue. It can range from 300% all the way up to 2000%. If you're a beginner and you think that your metabolism is screwing up your gains, well, you have to reassess the situation. Are you actually gaining fat? Are you, do you have fat on you? Like, if you're completely shredded and you have a high metabolism, then I'll believe you. Are you eating a ton and not growing muscle, and then it's actually getting retained as fat? If you assess the situation, your frequency and volume, you're training 6 days a week. If you're not doing that, you can't just blame your metabolism at the end of the day. People take long ass breaks, like a whole week off, a whole month off. What do you think's gonna happen? It's like a constant chase of muscle. That's why I feel like Chris Jones has like the perfect brand name. If you are trying to build muscle and you just try to maintain, there's no such thing as maintaining. If you're not increasing your intensity and you're not utilizing progressive overload, you're going to retract. There's no in between. There's no median. You don't just chill out and just stay muscular. You have to make gains or you don't make gains. Oh, by the way, guys, it's not too late to get shredded for summer, because my ultimate all-in-one guide is selling real good. I guess it's because summer's approaching, so I can definitely get you guys shredded in 1 to 2 months. What I'm offering is so effective, and no one's really offering this. They don't teach you what I teach you. They teach you how to get into this rat race where you still depend on them. A lot of people try these workouts and programs and they fail. Why do you think that? Yeah, they blame them. It's ridiculous. But the information they're offering them is incorrect. So what I'm offering is the optimal way to build muscle and to get shredded. Definitely take a look at my website. If you guys have any questions, you know, DM me on Instagram. We just hit 2,000 followers, so that's pretty cool. I mean, it's growing so fast. Like I'm basically at 2,100 now. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, y'all. I will see you all next time. Peace.